Good morning from the NAMM show. We're here today with our very best, #1, most critical vendor, Curt Altarac, the owner of Music Medic, who makes all the great pads and resonators, key touch pearls, and lots of other stuff, plus all the tools we use for all our Sax Gourmet products. And what we want to talk to Curt about today is what's new in Music Medic. You've always got great new stuff. So what you got?
All right, Steve. Let me show you our Vortex Air Torch. I've been working with the Vortex Air Torch for about 2 years now, and I've had great success with it. We just are bringing it out this year at the NAMM show. It'll be on the website in a couple days. With the Vortex Air Torch, we use this to install pads on instruments. It basically takes the place of a torch. I use the Vortex in my shop about 50% of the time, and sometimes I go back and use a regular torch. Let me show you how this tool works. Here, this gauge here on the air torch adjusts the airflow. These buttons here adjust the temperature, and it's adjustable from 100 to 480. And at 480, we're cooking pretty hot. Let's get this. When you lift the torch off the handle, the gun automatically turns on. And when you set it down, it cools off and shuts off.
Safe.
It's very safe, yeah. You don't want to put your hand. It's very hot. At the highest temperature, it'll easily burn cork, paper.
Wow.
Okay. It also, that temperature is gonna. This is a cold
Yep.
pad cup, right? At that temperature, we can heat up a pad cup quickly. You know, with a flame, when you put a flame onto a pad cup, you have to be very careful because the flame is about 2,000 degrees. You have to be careful not to burn the lacquer. The Vortex Air Torch cannot burn lacquer.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
you quickly heat up a pad cup. The
That is
heat
just
soaks in.
Great.
Unlike a flame, you don't have to pull the flame, you don't have to pull this tool away from the pad cup to let the heat soak in, because it will not burn the lacquer, so you can just keep it right on there. In some ways, I believe this tool is faster than a torch. Let's see.
Not burning the lacquer, not toasting the pearls.
It's very nice.
What a great thing.
Let me let it cool down a little bit, and I'm going to put a different tip on. That, what I was just showing you, was with no tip on it. So the air torch comes with 3 tips. The smaller tips are real nice for clarinet and flute. The larger tip is great for saxophone. So let me put another tip on. It's probably cool enough. Okay, so there's the large tip on the air torch. Let's turn the temperature down. Let me show you why the air torch works so well and how I use it. If I have to put a pad in a critical place where there's a felt right nearby, like the A key on an alto or soprano saxophone, you can set the temperature right about at 245. We're not really going to burn cork with the air torch, but at 245, here's a piece of shellac. At 245, you can melt shellac.
Oh, look at that. That's great.
See this? So if you have a pad cup that you need to heat up the shellac, but you don't want to burn the felt, then it's no problem.
It'll save a tremendous amount of time and just do-overs and fix-its and.
I also use the air torch to remove cork from a saxophone neck. I can heat up the neck, and it heats up the glue, and I can pop the cork right off.
Wow.
I use it to shrink hot tubing and not burn the lacquer. And then when you're done with the torch, you set it down, and it automatically cools down. And when it gets down to 100, the torch will shut off.
That's great.
It's that simple. It's easy to use.
That's the greatest new product, and you've come up with some great ones. That's amazing.
Thanks.
That is shit. What else you got?
The air torch is our newest tool, and then as far as our pads go, we have this year we have our root pads for clarinet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to talk about the root pads too much because everybody knows what the root pads are, but the root pads for clarinet are unique in that underneath to allow us to use a firm pressed felt and keep that felt dry and keep any air from traveling through into the felt, and keep this pad real stable for clarinet. We put a clarinet bladder underneath. So we have this
Seals.
It does, and it mostly it keeps the felt real nice and dry. So the felt's going to stay the same and not get real hard and not bottom out as quickly. And that's it. We've been sending root pads out to professional clarinet techs that are doing professional work for about 6 months now, and the response has been amazing.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Anything else new you want to share?
I'm sure that there's some new things, Steve, but the show is
I saw some wedging pliers I didn't have in mine.
We also have some of your products. We have your mouthpiece video on the site now, and we have some mouthpiece refacing tools to go along with that. But I think we're going to run out of time.
Well, already on the cutting edge of repair supplies, Curt Altarac from Music Medic, from the NAMM show. Everybody remember, practice long tones every day, and remember to keep your reed wet. Goodbye for now.